everybody, Coach Steve here. Welcome to video 27 in your VIP video coaching program. We're going to talk about secret number 25 today, results. Just to put you where you are, you're in your final compartment, woohoo! The very first secret of 3 in this compartment, wrapping up the achieve section. You'll have done the entire system. So relative to results, I've repeated myself over and over. I'm sorry to do the same, but I must because some people just watch this video. We've got results or reasons. That's it. Those are the only 2 things. 3 simple words, and guess what? The word or doesn't care. It's results or reasons. What's it going to be for you? You know, I want you to know that your habits affect your results. So if you have good habits, that should improve your results. If you have bad habits, that's going to take away from your results. Don't forget secret number 8, habits and routines, is where this comes from. Your routines affect your results as well. Your routines. So if you have good routines, you have a positive effect on results. If you have bad routines, you have a negative effect on your results, perhaps. What you want to do is have a look back in time. What is your results history? What have your results looked like in the past? Have you fulfilled on the things that you want to do? Have you been successful with your results in the past history? Are they just average and they could be a lot better? Or are they negative, mediocre, not really great at all? Let's look and see where the starting point is for your results. Now, the question becomes, of course, can you improve your results or your production? And the answer is yes. And guess what? It's always yes. And it's always yes for every people at any given moment in time because we can all do better. I mean, in my webinar, I asked the question, have you given it your very best? There's not a single person that ever answers in the chat, yes. Most of them say, no, not really. They're a little bit sheepish about it. But the answer is no. You haven't produced all that you could do. Could you improve them? Of course. I like to say increase. I don't like that improve word. If it's yes, will you increase your results? That's the $64,000 question. For some, this is a huge stretch goal. For some, if you have results already, you want to add a huge stretch goal. Something that's going to make you uncomfortable to accomplish or achieve it, but when you do, oh my gosh, has your life grown? Because if you don't do these stretches, you know, like a great stretch I have with people is add a 0. So somebody's making $40,000 and then my stretch goal is add a 0 to make it $400,000. Guess what? Pardon my way of saying this. They shit a coconut immediately because they can't even imagine or fathom how they could make $400,000. But quite honestly, a conversation or 2 later, when the aftershock has gone away, then maybe they start to see themselves able to do that. You know, for the first 33 years of my life, the greatest year of my life, I made 50 grand. Do you know I make 50 grand in an hour now? It's like crazy, but something had to change that history. I grew up poor. I didn't want to grow up poor. I didn't want to think poor. I wanted to think wealthy. I wanted to think rich. Guess what? They make a lot of money, like $1,500 per hour, 2,080 hours a year, every year, minimum. I used to think like $35 an hour was good. No, it's terrible. So if you're making that, I apologize. That's just where you are right now. But I want you to make a huge stretch where you're making $100, $200, $300 an hour, eventually getting yourself up to maybe $1,000 or $1,500 an hour. If you don't do that, you may find yourself right now in your comfort zone, or what I call CZ for short. You don't really want to be in your comfort zone because it's not your comfort zone, it's freaking DZ, it's the danger zone. That's what it really is if you take into account what you're not producing, these results that you're not getting. It's a danger zone. But your comfort zone is established by your habits and your routines. People generally do 95% tomorrow exactly what they did today, unless it's a weekend or a holiday. But if it's a work day, you just put the same steps into motion. You do exactly tomorrow what you did today. That's what we want to change your results. But the question becomes, who's going to spot this for you? Who around you are you going to be able to tell what you're up against right now, what your results are? And they're going to be able to understand that you're there because of this, that, and the other thing. And then, of course, on top of that, confront you about it. One of the things I'm very good at is I'm a no-nonsense, straightforward, kick-ass coach. If you want somebody to always hug you, I can hug too, but if you want somebody to always hug you and baby you, that's not me. I'm more likely to kick your ass than change your diaper. It's not gonna happen, okay? So I can spot this a mile away because it's the gift that I have. When you're building your results, when you look at your present results, that's what you're getting now. That's that 40,000 that I talked about. You know, you might feel good about the 40,000 because you used to make 30,000 and that's what you've been having, but that's the past. We want to create the future. And to stretch by adding a zero, holy crap, does that mean different results and a different creation? We always go back to results or reasons. It's way back here, secret 18. We don't want to talk about excuses, justifications, stories, rationalizations, bullshit, if you will. You see, results is a combination, make sure you get this. Results is a combination of the effects from secret number 1 all the way to secret 24. Everything we have covered so far had to do with you creating results or holding you to create results or being accountable or, you know what I mean? It's the whole freaking new system that you've been learning, good for you, to get all the way to overcome problems so we can have a conversation here about results. Next year, when I know you know all of this, we change vision, we change commitment, we change what do you want, we update 1-year calendar, and we go right to a conversation about results. In fact, if you're in my Top Gun program, I may be helping you create your 2nd-year plans for vision, commitment, what do you want, 1-year plan. Because you most likely won't stretch yourself as far as you'd let me stretch you, even though you might be scared to death. But that's okay, I know what you're capable of before you do, because I've been doing this 30 years with over 11,000 people. Pretty sure I know what to expect by now. So for you to proceed and grow and create ultimate results, the best performance you can, that is a sequence or a consequence of all these actions. It's you putting all these secrets into play that's the consequence that gets you the results that you want. What are results? They are a desired effect. It's something that you want. It's to be the outcome. Listen to the way I said that. It's to be the outcome. Like being a human being, not a human doing. It's not doing for an outcome. It's being a certain way for an outcome. It's being all these secrets that you've learned and maintaining that. So that something happens for you that is different, a much bigger result. You see, for you to have huge results is an expression of yourself. It's actually you being you. Not you worrying, having fears, you know, all the shit that'll take us out of the game. I almost had the slide, I wish I had the slide up that had your own understanding in the middle. You remember that slide. It's you being you. You see, for most people, results are expected. But what level of expectation do you have for your own results? If we go back to what do you want list, secret number 12, and I looked at your list and there was 6 items on there only, you couldn't even get to 10, and they were, total value was $10,000, your results are like ridiculously easy. You could probably do them blindfolded. Spin you around 3 times, get you a little dizzy, you could frickin' still probably do that. But if you have high expectations for yourself because all of this system is working and your self-confidence, self-respect, and self-esteem are off the frickin' chart, so you're bold as hell now and you expect a lot more. Look, when you make $100,000 one time, 1 year, do you think you're going to let yourself make less than $100,000 ever again? If you do, shame on you. That can't happen. You broke a barrier. Do you realize that if you earned $100,000, you would be in the top 9% of income earners in the United States, the richest country in the world? you could hold your own in the top 9% of probably every country in the world, and to some in the high 9% in developing countries, you would be like God, the king. You'd have so much money, it would be ridiculous. But in order for you to proceed to get these results, it's a consequence of all of this material, all of this action. You're always in action. Do you remember the slide that was a star? It said you in the middle as well, and then it had mindset at the top right, it had take 5 at the bottom right, it had priming at the bottom left, and it had action and a big freaking green arrow in the upper left-hand corner. Your results are a direct relation. They're a direct correlation to your actions. It's you being you. It's the results that you expect. If you expect mediocre, you have the deciding vote. You'll get mediocre. If you expect off the freaking chart, add a 0, oh my God, my life is ridiculous, I'm so freaking happy, so much healthier, and what a lifestyle I have, that's you being you too. It's up to the humans to decide. Results, the size of them, the scope of them, the depth of them, the breadth of them, the money generated by them are connected right to your action calendar, secret number 7. I hope you mastered that. I gave you my calendar as a sample. That freaking works to make 10 million a year. There's no reason why it wouldn't work for you. Your results are also tied to your 1-year action plan, the long-term plan, secret number, 20? Oops, I keep ruining this plant. That's tied to those two things. Action calendar on the short term, 1-year plan on the long term. But the actual results come from your habits and routines. Recall, habits, 21 to 22 days doing the same exact thing. That means for ridiculous, extraordinary results, you operating at ultimate performance level for 21 to 22 days. To sustain that across the year, you need to turn that into a routine, 62 days. 62 days of performing at your ultimate level. You're probably going to need a Top Gun coach like me for that. We'll get to that. Your results come from these habits and routines. The reason you know you have results is you've got your vision, you've got your commitments, you have your what do you want list, you have your 1-year plan. These are prerequisites for extraordinary result. But you can see how I'm tying this in. I've just tied in action calendar, 1-year plan, habits and routines. What do you want? Vision, commitment, and 1-year plan. Guess what? There's more. Results come from high self-confidence, high self-respect, which means you have high self-esteem. Could you argue with me on any of these things? I've proven this with thousands of people. I know it'll be the result for you. But here's the key. Here's the friggin' key. Your results come from keeping score. Because if you've just had a shitty week or a mediocre week and you get meh, whiny, I don't feel like keeping score, okay, you go backward. But if you do keep score and you look at your action calendar, your 1-year plan, your habits and routines, because you have all this shit. You look at your vision, your commitment, your what do you want, your 1-year plan. You score yourself for confidence and respect so you can understand esteem. You'll know exactly what is reducing the result. That will tell you. This is why you must keep score. Before we go on to the companion workbook, our next video is video number 28. We're getting down there now. It's secret number 26, the second to last item in the program, determination. The second to last secret. Don't get ahead of ourselves. Go get your companion workbook out, crack it to page 40. At the very top in the narrative it says, what improvements have you made in your life? Would they excite you? The answer is hell no. Working on improvements is freaking futile. You may improve a few things, but are you going to be excited? Are you going to be jacked up? Let's go, baby? No, you're not. It's not that exciting. It's kind of boring, kind of shitty. What you're after are new results. Would a new result with an extraordinary result for that make new results exciting for you? If you were making $80,000, not a bad salary, up in the higher echelons. But we added a zero to that, and we discovered a way for you to create an internet business that would make you $800,000 a year. Would you be excited? Especially if, as you navigated through it, you started seeing it come true. It starts to come to life. I mean, if you're making 80 grand, what dollar figure would it take before you got excited? Probably 100 grand, because that's, it's like birthdays, your 40th with the zero, it's just like 100 grand of income with the 2 zeros. But it's certainly by $120,000, you'd be excited, and you're not even anywhere close to 800,000. But it can be done. Somebody else has done it. Why can't you? That's the way I used to think. Oh my God, I can't be doing it. Now I'll do $1 million launch, and I didn't think I'd make $1 million in my life. Never mind $1 million from one launch. Now, 4 months of work may have gone into that launch, but we still made $1 million, right? All right. So, also, in the middle of the page, do the exercise. List all the reasons why you have not had results in the past. Split the columns if you must. Write it on the back, add another page, write a book if you want to on this one. But you want to list all the reasons why you have not had the extraordinary results that you want. I mean, you could even take your brand new commitment list and ask yourself, what reasons would you have not to have commitment 1, commitment 2, all the way down to 12? And get that shit out of the way before it brings itself up trying to take you out. Be proactive. Move it out of the way ahead of time. On the bottom of page 40, in the bottom paragraph. So on the Top Gun coaching calls that I have with my clients, we have ground rules if you're going to participate. You're going to come into the program. You have to agree to these ground rules. They're reasonable. Don't worry about that. So when one of the ground rules, when a Top Gun client starts, giving me what I call IBS, intellectual bullshit, about something, their storytelling, they're making reasons up, or they give me a crappy result, I will scream at them over the phone or on the Zoom call, reasons. I don't want to hear reasons. You frickin' didn't hire me for me to get sucked in like every other fool you've been telling reasons to. No, my job is to hold you 100% accountable to what it is that you said you're going to do. This is why I am a no-nonsense, straightforward, kick-ass coach, and not everybody can handle that. You see it from time to time in the videos, but I can't be like this all the time in the 30 videos because that would scare you away. I don't want to scare you away, I want to help you. So once your vision, commitment, what do you want, and 1 year plans are done, if you're in the Top Gun program, one of the ground rules is you email them to me. Now, my multi-year Top Guns, they'll email it to me, ask me to approve it and send it back because they know what I've done for them already. But the newbies, perhaps like yourself, they're a little more like gun shy, like, oh shit, man, do I really want this guy knowing my vision, commitment? What do you want, 1 year plan? Only if you want extraordinary results. I'm your insurance policy for success and wins on a weekly basis. So I will hold you 100% accountable. I'll do it gently when I can. That means you're adhering to the ground rules. There's 22 of them, so I can't remember them all to tell you them here. But I'm also going to use whatever force I need, and I'll do whatever it takes. Trust me, I've done some crazy freaking things over the years, but the people are in tears in a puddle when they get what they want, when they couldn't have what they want for 40 years before I pushed them over the edge and did whatever I needed to do for them, to show them what they are, what they're made of. So I'm not a coach for wimps, obviously, and in fact, I do coach millionaire clients and multimillionaire clients. I have not coached a billionaire client. My best friend in the billionaire club was Mr. Bill Bartman. He just passed away recently, so I don't get to talk to him anymore. Sadly, I pray to him a lot, but I haven't gotten any answers quite yet. But when we were friends, and I became friends with him because I went through some of his courses, he was a real great resource for me in that billionaire realm and the way they think. So the challenge with most people relative to results is, 90% of people are producing less than what they could. You kind of hear this another way. Scientists will say that human beings use 10% of what they're capable of in their brain. Okay, let's say that's scientific, so it's true. Then that means that you're capable of 90% more than what you're doing now, perhaps. maybe not everybody is 1090, maybe there are some other fractions. But for that individual who is making 40 grand operating at 10% of their capacity, when we add the 90% of the capacity that they're not doing times the 40,000 they were making, that is, guess how much? $360,000. What were they already making? 360,000 plus 40,000 is the exact $400,000 they would make if they added a zero. 90% more, and science proves that it's true. And now my mathematics, and you can do whatever number you want, it all comes out the same. I just used 40 grand because that's about an average income nowadays, and it's easy math. I just proved it with 5th grade math that somebody can go from 40 grand to 400,000. When most people are like, oh, he just blows a lot of hot air and bluster, and no, I just did the math. That was scientific. I didn't make up math. I just used it to show you proof. All right, so on some of the calls, when I have to use the gentle force, sometimes brute force, you might not like me. But I'm okay with that because my self-respect is really high, and I know that my vision in life is to do what I need to do to help you. And so if you're pissed at me for a little while, but you've got your whole commitment list, you'll get over it. You'll like me again soon. Especially when you review the year and we start to set up the following year. You'll like me a lot by then. Okay, anyway, at the bottom, Tony Robbins says, if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who have already succeeded. Modeling is this system. There are 11,000 near people just like you who use this system. They are far ahead of where they were. I'm your model. 2 lives, I'm a lot like you. First half sucked, you know the story. Second half has been amazing. I've shown you everything that I have done, almost. We've got 2 more secrets to go, so that you can model this and have it for yourself as well. Isn't that incredible? The secrets now give you all the information once you get the last 2. Some of which you've been missing, some of which you already knew and tried to apply, but it didn't work, and some of which you knew, but you didn't even try to apply because you didn't understand the intricacies of how all these secrets, compartments, and sections join together to form success. Results is a combination of effort from secret 1 to secret 24. It's a combination of effort. It's the consequence of all your actions that bring you to results. This secret, 25. You've had to learn all that other stuff to get to here, which is the place you wanted to be. Fantastic. So our next video is video number 28, secret number 26, determination. Determination, discipline, persistence, all of those things are really, really important too, because all of these huge things that you're making commitments to achieve and accomplish and complete, if they're worth anything at all, do you think they're easy? No, they're freaking hard. How many of you watching this, it's 1 out of 10 people of the population want to write a book. How many of you have not written the book? How many of you would put the book on your commitment list? How many of you know that I will kick your freaking ass to write that book? I've written 95 books. I can easily show you how to do 1. It's not as hard as you think. I'll actually give you the template. All you have to do is type. If you have Dragon software, you don't even have to freaking type. You sit for an hour a day in front of your computer and you just talk, and book. And you know what? Think of it like this. If your book solved a person's problem, it would be like you having the cure for cancer, but you not telling anybody or writing the book about it. That is selfish. Plus, you'd be a multi-gazillionaire if you cured cancer. So why not write the book or whatever shows up on your commitment list? That's what this is all about. And modeling the system. You don't have to model me exactly. I'm dope. I have so many quirks. You don't want to be like me. But you want to use the system that I know works and has been tested for 30 freaking years. I don't know how to get it to more people. I wish I did. I'd be a freaking billionaire. But I don't need a billion, that's the challenge, right? So I don't get to be billionaire because I don't want to be billionaire. Some days I don't even like multi-millionaire. When these people approach me with all their crazy offers or audits or whatever the frig comes up next. Okay, sorry, I'm off track there. But the point is, your results are created by you. It's you being you. Your results are going to be an expression of yourself. You deserve this. Whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 106. You deserve this. You have persevered this long. You should have this. Now, we'll go over to the next video and get you extremely determined. Okay? If you have questions, 1-800-517-8030. We haven't gone anywhere in 29 and a half years. Or you can email me at coachsteve@coachrobinhood.com. Just give me 48 to 72 hours, and I'm back to you with amazing answers about what results you could create for yourself. I know you can. You probably do too by now. You just haven't experienced it yet. Okay, we'll see you over there on video number 28, Secret 26 Determination. Coach Steve, bye for now.